Welcome to my Wilderness Only Ironman account, where I'll be upgrading my gear and stats locked only to the wilderness. I look forward to presenting to you Wildanator. Let's start with a few rules that I'm going to allow for the series. They are 15 mining, smithing and agility. I'll allow myself to unlock the Herblore skill and one task tutorial to unlock Wilderness Slayer. Other than that, I'll be locked entirely to the wilderness. Final thing is to credit a very well-known YouTuber, Statistically Challenged, who made a Wilderness Ironman account series. Unfortunately, he hasn't posted in over 6 months, but now that's all out of the way, let's get on with the episode. 15 mining, 15 smithing, 15 agility. We got our one task from tutorial to unlock Wilderness Slayer, and that happened to be 38 spiders, and as we are able to do that in the wilderness, in the spirit of the account, I've decided I'm going to. In order to get ourselves the bear meat to unlock the Herblore skill, we're going to need to kill a bear, which means we're going to need something better than this bronze sword or normal short sword. So we're going to make a dash for it for the steel dagger, which we did manage to get. So that's going to be our first upgrade. Oh, I went into looting bag. Okay, so I've quickly learned that absolutely everything in the wilderness is out to get you. I do not see this hardcore status lasting a long time, but that's fine. We only wanted to be an Ironman anyway. I just thought might as well go in with the hardcore. We've actually found a ridiculously good upgrade, which is a steel sword. So going to make a dash for that, and yeah, that's going to be absolutely huge in comparison to the bronze sword, and hopefully good enough to be able to kill the bear. Whilst walking around looking for these bears, I've just found myself an iron bar, so that's also going to be something nice that we can use within the wilderness. We've just got our first random of the account, which is going to be a genie. I'm not 100% what I'm going to put this on yet, so I am just going to keep it for the time being. I'm going to have to get my stats up slightly to get the bear meat, because unfortunately its health was replenishing more quickly than I could take it down. And there we have, finally, the bear meat. I love how interesting these accounts can be. Never normally would I spend about 15 minutes flinching a grizzly bear, but there we go. And the final thing that is complete before we permanently lock ourselves to the wilderness, these are our final stats before we are permanently locked there, is Druidic Ritual to unlock the Herblore skill. Other than the wilderness, the only places I will be allowing myself is the Edgeville Bank and also 2 Crystalia to be able to pick up Wilderness Slayer tasks. So, let's see what our first task is. It's going to be... oh, hang on. And there we have it. Our first ever task is 73 skeletons. So the hardcore status lasted a whole of a total level of 108. As I said, I wasn't really planning on keeping it, I just thought it'd be a bit of fun, but I was killing some spiders and the crazy archaeologist come over and threw a couple of books at my head. So yeah, died pretty quickly to that, so we'll just get the normal armour now. Whilst we are here in Lumbridge, obviously we're going to make our way back, and I might as well talk you through my current plans to complete the skeletons task. It's going to be 20 defense, 20 attack and 30 strength that we're going to get the level 2 spiders. The reason for that is I get a max hit at 30 strength, so I'm going to be going for that, and hopefully 20 attack and defense is going to be enough. In terms of gear upgrades, we're going to be going to the steel plate body spawn. We're also going to be going to the steel plate leg spawn, and whilst I'm at the steel plate legs or body, I'll probably pick a few extra up just to get a bit of starting cash, and that's our plan. Once we've done all that, we'll be able to start our skeletons task. And finally, as I really don't know what I'm going to use this lamp for, and I'm just a bit worried about using it, I'm going to quickly use it now and just stick it on Herblore. And with that, we have ourselves 4. As you can see from the chat box, we got ourselves 20 strength, so we're now going to go on to training some attack and some defense. The one exception I was considering making for this account was a lobster cage for a viable source of food. However, going by sort of what Statistically Challenged did, I could in fact make pizzas. I did think about going for the different route and allowing myself the lobster cage. However, I think to make it truly authentic, I have actually started with 0 items in the wilderness, apart from what I come off Tutorial Island with. So I shan't be doing that, and I should be going down the pizza route. So we're still out here levelling up the stats. A slight change of plan on the spiders. We're going to go for the rats so we can get the raw rat meat to sustain ourselves, and it's slightly faster, I think. I just was curious whether I could afford any of these yet, so yeah, I can. 50 coins, great. So this is actually going to give us some stats, I believe. Go with the nice pink colour there, but yeah, if we look at the defensive stats, yeah, it does actually give us some stats. So probably until we get the major arena capes, this is one of the better capes that we can get. So we just got ourselves a Niles random event that gave us a ruby. The great thing about this is who knows how useful or not useful that could be in the future, but it's definitely something I'm going to keep. Stat update: 16 attack, 20 strength and 10 defense. As you can see from the chat box, we just got ourselves 20 attack, so that's the next stat that we've got, and I'm actually going to decide to bank the rat meat because it might come in handy against the skeletons. It does only heal 3, but still, it's better than healing nothing at all. Got ourselves another genie lamp whilst training, so that's a little more Herblore XP. Coming in now with 20 defense, that means we're 20, 22, 20. What I've decided I'm going to do, which I assume will be longer than 30 strength, is I'm actually going to go to 35 cooking with these meats. 1, to bank a lot of meats, and 2, because that's the level you need to start doing pizzas. So I'm going to have to get cooking up at some point anyway, so I might as well use it to make the food that I currently need, because actually I went and tested out on a skeleton and they still hit pretty hard. We just got 30 strength, so let's train some attack and defense. This is an incredibly slow method. I get 30 per cook. I've got to run up, do a whole inventory of these, run back, cook the meat, and repeat. And as you can see, we are really not all that close to the bank. So yeah, this is going to be a lengthy old process, but it will, you know, start to get the account set up quite nicely, and just improve some melee stats. So yeah, all in all, it's going to be really helpful for the account, but yeah, it's a bit of a slog to get us started. And there we finally do have 35 cooking. Took ever so slightly longer than anticipated, but like I said, it has set the account up quite nicely. So now it does mean that we're finishing with these stats, which is sufficient for the skeleton task. We can now go up and get the steel armour for a bit of defense bonus and also to make a bit of starting cash. And then we can actually go and do the skeleton's task, which is kind of what this has all been setting up. I killed well over 1,000 rats in the end. Took quite a long time, so I did bank a lot of the meat. I can use that for initial starting food, but also for the meat pizzas in the later games. So yeah, let's get on with it. So here we are on the Rogue's hideout, and we're about to cook our first lot of pizzas. So what we have been doing in the meantime is we have gone to the steel plate body spawn, and we've got ourselves one of those. We also got ourselves a looting bag full and inventory full, and we did the same with the steel plate leg spawn. So the chances are that after we've banked the cash, we're probably going to have somewhere around sort of 80 to 100k, something like that. As you can see, we are burning quite a few, but it is nice to be able to just be able to cook these things because they're going to be a really good source of food, so that's going to be really nice. I'm also going to need to use the fishing spot at some point here to get the fish from the Laren's keys, because it is dependent on your fishing level. And as soon as we have got a looting bag full of the pizzas and an inventory full, that's when we'll start our skeleton's task. And there we have the first ever wilderness task on Wildanator complete. That's going to be one of many. Now let's see what Crystalia is going to give us next. Crystalia is going to give us lesser demons. Okay, so that's going to be a huge task. Oh, fantastic. As soon as I get 40 attack, that means that I can get the rune scimitar from there. So yeah, that's actually a really, really nice task. So collecting those steel plate bodies and plate legs is now paying off, because it means that we've got some money for some runes from this guy. So I think what we're going to be doing is actually initially going to get a few magic levels at lava dragons in order to try and get the lava battle staff. That would be really, really helpful, because it means that we can auto cast the fire spells without needing any fire runes. So we'll go and do that one first, and hopefully we'll be able to pick him up, and if we can, then we can head over to the lesser demons. Hopefully with a good bit of RNG we'll pick ourselves up that beautiful rune scimitar. So we've invested the majority of our cash stack. We have left a few coins in case we need anything in quite a lot of cash, so that should be quite nice. So it means now that we're going to be able to go and do some lava dragons. The main item we are currently going for is the lava battle staff. However, lots of things they drop is going to be really useful, so hopefully we can get some nice things off those and then continue on with our fire giants. Okay, so I feel pretty silly. Yeah, for some reason I had lesser demons pegged to drop rune skims. They definitely do not. It's definitely fire giants. So now I'm at a bit of a loss what to do. I still think that we want the lava battle staff, so I'm still going to stick with the same plan, and then we'll go kill the lesser demons. Definitely don't drop rune skims. We're just about to get our first lava dragon kill coming in, so let's see what we get. Already I'm doing defensive casting, already got 16 magic on the first one, and our first item is, it's going to be an uncut ruby. I think with the bones I'm actually going to take them to the wilderness altar, so for the time being I'm not going to bury them on the island. So we did finish up a few kills at the lava dragons. This is what we got. Unfortunately, no lava battle staff. However, I think I am going to persevere with it. I think I got another trip worth of runes. After that, I probably will go back to the steel plates, because at some point I am going to need something to cast a fire spell. And my other option, I believe, is probably Fire Giants, which is like a 128 for a fire battle staff. Sorry, a 1 in 128. And this is probably about a 1 in 30, 1 in 40. So I am at the moment going to stick with the lava dragons and just hope I hold out for that lava battle staff. And in the meantime, I'll be getting plenty of prayer XP and also some other rune items, hopefully. Unfortunately, we did die whilst at lava dragons, got attacked by level 74, so yeah, there was no getting away from him. He was ballistering and things. I did put up a pretty good fight, but unfortunately he got me in the end. I think to make the account slightly more authentic, it would be good to possibly be able to get the woodcutting level, so I can take the canoe straight from Lumbridge to Edgeville, and that way it'd be much more simple, it'd be quicker for me, and it'd make the account feel slightly more authentic. Another trip done up at lava dragons, and we actually got the adamant plate body, which is a really good upgrade because we do have the 30 defense, so it's going to be far better than the steel. I am more or less out of runes and money now though, so I'm going to have to go back to steel plates and grab a bit more cash that way, and then we'll go back to the lava dragons on the hunt for the elusive lava battle staff. We've got ourselves just about 50k and also some plates there in the looting bag, so that is going to do for the time being. This is not the most exciting content of looting plates, so what I want to do is try and do as little as possible and hopefully make money in elks and things like that in other ways from the lava dragons, or even better still, get the lava battle staff. So yeah, see you back up there. So as you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress since the last clip. I wasn't going to record the clip until I got the lava battle staff, but I thought I'd get it much faster than I have, and as so much progress has been made, I didn't want to just jump to being way further ahead than I was in the last clip. So at the top here you can see that I've got loads of gear upgrades. These have all been dropped from the lava dragons, obviously minus the steel plate legs. Below I've got 60 lava bones. I think it's only about 80 at the chaos altar if you don't die for 43 prayer, so we're closing in on that. And the hides and the scales I really don't know what I'm going to do with, but it just seems silly not to pick them up. They might both be completely redundant, but we'll see as we get further on with the series. And at the bottom are things that I'm going to be able to sell to the store now, because I am unfortunately completely out of casts. So lava dragons have hugely helped my cash flow, really set up the account nicely, but I am hoping for that battle staff very soon, because as you can see by my stats, through defensive casting we got ourselves 40 defense. We've also got 51 mage, so we really are ready to start cracking on with Wilderness Slayer as soon as the staff comes in. We finally got ourselves the lava battle staff. It feels like I was hunting this one for ages and ages and ages. In fact I was. It took me a really long time to get, but finally got it, which means we can really start on with the Wilderness Slayer grind now. And so with that lava battle staff, it means we can start to wrap things up. Did take a little bit longer than I thought, but it's going to be so worth it with those unlimited fire runes. It's going to be really, really useful for the Wilderness Slayer. So what can you expect from next episode? Well, of course, we're going to absolutely smash through some Wilderness Slayer now. As you can see, we've got loads of runes to do so, and we've got the unlimited fire runes. We are looking like an absolute champion in our newfound gear. So in this episode we've gone from nothing to loads and loads and loads of gear upgrades. We also have the rune long in the inventory when we do get 40 attack, and hopefully at some time we'll end up with the rune simi. We've got enough bones to get ourselves 43 prayer, so we'll be doing that. And I also do want to get the Wacky Canoe, which I do believe is around 57. It would make the account slightly more authentic, because it means that we can travel straight from the wilderness when we die, and also it means that we can get into level 30 quite easily using the Wacky Canoe. So that's what you can expect from next episode. I'm really looking forward to this series, and I'm really enjoying making these. I hope you guys enjoy watching this. If you did, you could drop a like and a subscription if you would like to see a bit more. That'd be fantastic. Thanks guys, and until next time, goodbye.